KSMR Koffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Koffin Radio. I'm Heartthrob Rob, and today we're talking about Dave, Season 2, Episode 10. The episode's called Dave, and the bio here reads, Dave releases his debut album, Peanut, and the rest is history. And then for some reason it says, written by Dave Burden, directed by Alma Harrell. Season finale of Dave, Season 2 is here. I like it, man. Really good episode. Last week we had this dream episode that was really crazy, and I feel like everything all comes to it and ahead at the end of Season 2 here. Episode starts off with Gata. Looks like he's selling tickets to Dave's album release party. The episode is about Dave's album. It's getting dropped. Dave is dropping his album. Gata's still trying to hustle, get his money on, so he's selling some tickets to the album release party. Meanwhile, Dave, Little Dicky, is trying to promote his album, and he's on a billboard kind of like on a cross, but nobody is digging it. He's in the middle of nowhere. Finds out that Ariana Grande has also dropped her album. So he looks, and his album is not doing good. They're not able to find it anywhere. So he holds a meeting with the label, and he says that his album debuted at number 91. It's the number one comedy album. That's what they're telling him. And so he's super pissed off, and he says that they're really big in Delaware for some reason. That the album is doing really big in Delaware. So Dave is just pissed off, and he can't believe the label's doing him like this, so he cancels the party. So it looks like Gata has to kind of either give back that money or hook this kid up. So next, Dave finds, they show Dave's performance or his rehearsal for the VMAs, and it's like this crazy, weird, like This Is America-esque vibe. He's like half naked throughout. Like Wakanda ladies kind of beat him up for a little. It's just very weird, very fucking what the hell are you doing? But he has his plan that at the end of it, he's going to get his plan is that like he wants to turn this into a big old spectacle. So at the end of his performance, he's going to have a doctor really give him his surgery, which is to cover his pee hole. He always references that he has 2 pee holes. He says he's going to do a skin graft to get that covered up. So that's his plan. Meanwhile, Gata sells, instead of these guys, obviously the album release party is canceled, so Gata's like, yo, you can meet Dave at the rehearsal. Well, Dave's like right in the middle of everything, and that's the last second that Gata comes up to him to fucking introduce these kids, and he's like, yo, if you're not part of this, leave. This is over, blah, blah, blah. So Gata's like fucked up over this, and the kid's like clowning him over his car and stuff like that. So it shows that Gata's just really in a ramp up, It looks like he's having an episode. So Gata's mom calls Dave to tell him to go check on him. Gata's just bought himself a new BMW. He's all psyched out in the backyard, dancing, going all crazy. And him and Dave just get into this argument, Dave is just like, why are you buying this shit with my money? And, you kind of feel where both of them are coming from, but, Dave's kind of being a dick, but because Gata's trying to tell him, he's like, bro, you haven't jumped on a song with me. He's like, I'm supposed to be your hype man, but I drive you around, do all this stuff. Like, he's like, I'm just trying to get it just how I'm supposed to, Sorry, I'm selling tickets to your album release party. Like, I gotta make money. What do you mean do? Borrow more money from you? So they have this argument, and they really get into it, and it just ends with Gata just telling him, you're not my homie like that. You don't do nothing for me. You don't do nothing to help me out. So what the fuck? So it comes to day of the VMAs, and it shows Dave out there. His ex-girlfriend texts him. He just kind of blows her off a little bit. And as he goes out to perform, he's going to do this huge, big old number. They switch it up, and it's actually Gata and Dave doing some new song up there. So the biggest moment of Dave's life, doing the VMAs, he shares this moment with Gata and really hooks him up. So really cool stuff. You think the ending is going to be one way, but it turns out to be another. I liked it a lot. That's how the album ends. It shows them on tour in Delaware. We find out that Mike is not going to go on tour with them. That looks like it's going to be a cliffhanger that carries on to Season 3. But this episode, I got 2 thumbs way the fuck up. We get to deal with Gata's, him feeling like Dave's not really hooking him up or helping him out career-wise. I feel like the L's stuff, maybe, it's not much L's in here. I feel like maybe that was cleared up when they got into the fight kind of over the basketball stuff. The Mike being his manager thing, not too much taken here. I mean, it was a good season finale. I feel like they should have touched on a little bit of a couple of other things that are going on with Dave and all that. Maybe more with the ex-girlfriend, or maybe more with Mike, just to see like where the relationship is at, or working relationship. But the overall theme with Gata and getting that all fixed up with Dave and his first album dropping, I liked it a lot. So I give it 2 thumbs up. Season 2 is really, really, really good. Solid season. But let me know what you guys think about it, man. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the Koffin. Follow us on social media at Koffin Radio. Koffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Koffin Radio.